guys, this is a fun one. This is gonna be good.
Hello.
Shazad, you can keep the sunglasses on. They really complete the look. Where I expect you to pick up a saxophone and head to the band.
Sax, that's a trumpet.
That's a trumpet. You know, it could be an alto sax. No, soprano. Forget it. Point is, welcome, guys. How does it feel to be at the con now that people have actually seen you guys in Star Trek uniforms?
Pretty badass. Don't be badass for me.
Yes. Now, I just wanted to talk. I've been sort of gauging everyone's opinion so far. All of you Discovery folks who are welcome addition to the Star Trek family. How it feels for you now that it's been seen, and now that you're back here. Do you find it to be more overwhelming than you thought it would be? The importance of it to these people, to the fans? Or do you feel like you were ready for it last year when you guys swung by?
Well, I think out of the four of us, I was the only one here last year.
Oh, were you?
They were working.
You guys were shooting? Oh my god, well then, guys, welcome to your first con.
Got the cherry.
But it is a completely different experience.
Yeah.
I think last year, you know, to be honest, people were like, I don't know. Those uniforms look weird. But, you know, what I am grateful for is that everybody went on the ride with us.
Yeah.
And I think it paid off. But this is a different experience this year, and it's really lovely to hear what everybody has thought about the show,
Yeah.
and the fact that they have gone on the ride with us. But I think it's not as nerve-wracking,
Right.
because we were kind of making it in a vacuum last year, and hoping and praying that you guys were going to love it. And this year it feels like you do. Thank you.
Last year we had to ask for your good faith. It could just be, we could have just been like promising you and just be full of, doo-doo. But we promised you that we were acting in good faith and taking seriously the legacy and doing our best work. And I think that we proved that that was at least, partly true.
Yes.
We're really excited for people to see season 2. I think we've really found our footing. We've gotten a little past the awe of the set that we're working on, and we're so in love with each other, and so we're loving working with each other. And I think because of that, season 2 is going to be
Everyone's a little more relaxed.
amazing.
Yeah.
Lit, as the kids say.
I don't really say that anymore.
They don't say that? That's how you know I'm 45.
So, the TNG cast especially always would talk about their favorite days on the call sheet would be the days where they would look and it'd be like, everyone's on the bridge. Is that the case for you guys too?
Well, I'm never.
You guys never go up just to pass along information? Well, we don't know what's happening with you, Dr. Culver.
I've only been on the bridge once. It was first day. It was my very first scene. Was the scene on the bridge, and it's that shock and awe looked on my face was very real. I looked at that episode going, you might have maybe acted like you belonged there.
Yeah. Well, I think you were just a doctor, and you're like, what the hell am I doing on the bridge? I've always wondered that. Are you just standing by for Kirk to have a heart attack? McCoy, what are you doing?
It was like a scene with Saru, and I was like, wow, he is like really tall.
Bones would just come onto the bridge just so he could bother Spock.
Yeah, right? That's all he would do. He would just go swing up and harass. All 400 people are healthy. I'm gonna go swing up and make fun of the Vulcan. Oh, guys, you laughed at that. No other room would understand that. Now,
It's so nice to be with you again.
It's so great. This feels like an episode of After Trek minus, one person enjoys the show. My wife. No, thank you. I find that the show, even for me, it's such a value because there's so much happening in Discovery every week that you're like, what the hell was that thing that just floated down and landed? We didn't really address that, but we'll get to that.
We're gonna
find out.
But it's just nice to have the companion to unpack all of this. There's so much, and it was so nice.
going on the show.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you guys, and I hope to do.
Great.
Thank you. I hope to do more in some form. And they're telling me we're just a dry dock, guys. They're gonna put some new nacelles on there.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be good. I just can't wait to be back here with you guys because the show for me, as a Star Trek fan, you guys nailed it. You hit it out of the park.
Thank you. I mean, it means a lot to say that and to hear that response, because it's not hyperbole to say while we're in production, we are literally living and breathing in the show. It takes up most of our lives, and we're giving everything we have to it. And they're long days, and they're worth it, and we love it. So we're glad that everybody else is enjoying it too.
Yeah, and it comes through on the screen. You guys have been fantastic. I would say one of the breakout characters I would say this year has been Captain Killy. I've seen a couple of Killies out there.
Well, it's really good.
Mary, how does it feel to have people running around dressed as you?
I mean, it's insane. It doesn't make any sense. But I heard that I was eliminated from the Mirror Universe contest, and I am mad. What happened, guys?
Who was voting?
Well, it's because I wasn't really a Mirror Universe character because I was playing it. But still, come on.
Well, no, there's integrity.
That's a
I
valid
stand by that. I stand by
Mirror
it.
vote on the costume. Mirror vote on the costume.
That's right, Vogue did.
Oh, we were vote. Look,
I still think everybody looks sexier in the white ones. I'm just saying.
If you have the Wilson Cruz body, you look sexy.
yes. By the way, if you want to see the Wilson Cruz body, I recommend following him on Instagram, because every time I eat a complex carbohydrate, I look at his Instagram and go, what did I just do? Wilson, be proud, man. You're a cut. Oh, it's like being among friends again.
Deserve that.
No, you own it. Look, honestly, I would not be wearing a suit right now. If I looked like you, I would be shirtless as well. Just walking about, and it'd be a great time.
So season 2.
Well, Shazad, I want to talk about you had to juggle two completely different characters that turned out to be two completely the same characters. What was it like for you to finally be able to say publicly, oh yes, by the way, I was both of them. I know the internet tried to figure it out before everyone else.
They did.
Yes, they did.
No, it was just great to see it. Because we spent 10 months filming it, so it was just great to see people watching episodes, and I knew where it was going. That was just fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what's fun is that, Alex Kurtzman said this at Comic-Con, is that, we expect that people are going to figure stuff out, but they never quite figure out how things happen, right? And that's the real fun of it for us.
Right. Yeah, because you can't predict. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah, I just had a great time.
You're so chill this morning.
Do you have any idea what happened to real Tyler? Do you know how he wound up there? Will there be a graphic novel about it? Someone tell me.
Well, no, really. That soldier died. The real soldier of Tyler. They used his, I don't know.
But I wonder how he got there. Guys, someone write that graphic novel. Thank you, I appreciate it. The whole aspect of the show, you guys particularly are dealing with, you're the first Star Trek show to have come out in the age of social media. And in the age of everyone having their theory, and you having to hear everything from everyone, regardless of whether or not they liked it, or whether or not they think they're going to like it. How have you guys personally just dealt with that reaction to social media?
My latest thing is that if people say nasty things, I just go, thanks for sharing.
Fucking I and yell at
thing.
You chime in and yell at people, Wilson?
Like I literally posted the picture of the cast that was taken from the last day of shooting last year, and it's this great picture of everybody, and it's just filled with, we just do love each other, we are family, and it's a great group of people, so I posted this happy thing, and then somebody was like yelling at me for like bragging. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Bragging about you?
That kind of stuff, but it's alright.
Come on, internet.
There's that's like 0.1% of it. 99.9% of it is incredibly supportive and happy.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like I've learned lessons about when you put out your opinion about a person in the world that reaches the person.
Yeah.
And so when you say something cruel or mean, or even that you just don't like our show and you tag us in it, we see
Yes, I saw all of it, guys.
Right, and we're people, and that hurts. You know, like those things matter, and they affect your day to day. But that also goes for all the positivity and people saying the show means a lot to them, or people seeing themselves in the characters. And so it's both, you know. And I don't want to pretend that stuff isn't hard.
Right.
It is. It taught me a lot about what I put out on the internet for other people and how that affects people's lives, truly.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, the other side of it is it makes our show so much more fun to do that there's moment-to-moment feedback on it, moment-to-moment excitement, and people are watching with bated breath, or they want this to happen, or they're shipping these people.
Yeah.
You know, and that makes it so engaging. We're not just doing it in a vacuum. It's very real.
Yeah. Who would you ship if you could?
I want Tilly to like start dating like a ball of gas or something. Like a really conceptually different alien, like
Yes.
not a humanoid, like just like that, like a ball of sound or something really weird.
I totally could see that working. You have to like build some sort of containment field so it doesn't escape.
Exactly.
But you're dating.
And like if my parents don't approve, and I'm like, you just don't get gas.
So like, you have sex, do you have gas?
Well, first of all, always. There's a lot of opportunity there, Wilson. We can go into that if everybody is into it.
Like a great conversation.
You know what? I'm going to cancel.
You have gas? This is really good.
I'm canceling the Tyler prequel, and I'm greenlighting the Tilly Gas relationship. Yeah, I just did. I greenlight things now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it
You've
just
changed,
happened.
Matt.
I have changed a lot. I'm going to kickstart everything. But because it's your first convention here, everybody but Wilson, I wanted to open this up to questions a little bit early so we make sure that we can hear from you guys, the fans who have been with the show from the get-go. And we will start on the right because the spotlight went there first. How are you, sir?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thanks for being here. It's a real pleasure to see you. So my question is, let me start with, I'm a scientist inspired by previous incarnations of Star Trek, and I'm so pleased that the wonderful Discovery writers have continued that long-standing trend of incorporating real scientific theories and facts into their science fiction motifs. And so I'm wondering if you as actors have been inspired by or have learned something new about the universe, or just had your curiosity piqued by the virtue of being on Star Trek and having to memorize so many lines of technobabble that just so happen to, in many cases, make sense.
Well, I mean, you probably know that my character was inspired by the real mycologist, Paul Stamets, who is a genius and an wonderful human. If you haven't watched his TED Talk on how mushrooms can save the world, then everyone should watch it, because speaking of science, it's like really bleeding edge science, and some of it seems like it makes the most sense of anything ever, and why isn't it just happening everywhere to clean up the world and transform some of the environmental problems that we're having. So he's really, and he's been in the writers' room with them and talking about his theories, and they're absolutely informing everything that's happening with mycelial network and everything. You know, it's taking it to another level, and to sort of, projecting it into a fantastical manner in some respects, but it still is always grounded in something that he is actually working with. And I'm also, it didn't even occur to me until I met him at the premiere last year that this show could actually be such a gateway for people to learn about this incredible work that he's doing. And that seems like it's already happening, and that's an amazing thing unto itself as well.
Thank you. I think that's one of the best parts of Star Trek, is just the inspiration that it gives. I remember when I was 10 years old, my mom brought me to a convention, and she said to James Doohan, who obviously was Scotty, she said he wants to be an engineer because of you, and I feel like I've let him down.
We're all a disappointment to someone.
Have you guys, any of you other guys?
Well, I'm quite into mushrooms anyway. They seem, increase that, stab it, some of that funky stuff. I am watching a documentary now on Gaia and psychedelia. So yes. So,
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's why he's wearing the glasses.
That's why I'm wearing the glasses. It's right now.
It's also, what I learned really quickly, because I would get the technobabble, if you will, And I realized really quickly that I couldn't just memorize the words, that I needed to, in order for me to memorize it, I needed to understand at least on a base level what the hell I was saying.
Right.
So I do spend a lot of time looking up the stuff, and it made it a lot easier to memorize, honestly, especially the medical stuff.
Plus, you also sort of know as an actor what's in your head when you're saying these things. Yeah.
I know nothing. Let's just put that out.
You know how to do some sit-ups, bro.
That's not all. Sorry, there are children in the audience.
It's all right. They should learn the value of a good diet and sit-ups. Anyway, what is happening? Claire, you look like you're either going to say something or just hiding.
No, when he said there's children up there, I just felt a wave of regret.
They can learn that love knows not form of mass or matter. To the next question. Thank you so much for your question, sir. Oh, on the left over here, the disco shirt. Nice shirt.
Disco shirt!
Oh, I feel like you might be cosplaying as someone.
Okay, I just have a comment for Mary. Mary, thank you for being the first Star Trek character I can truly see myself in. Tilly showed me that you're allowed to be nervous and bubbly and excited about whatever is in front of you. And that truly shows what passion we have for whatever is in front of us, and that passion is our strength. And as an 8th grade math teacher returning to the classroom next week, the season 2 trailer of you saying, "Behold the power of math people," is giving me the strength and courage I need to show the next generation that amazing power. So thank you.
To show women in STEM positions, and the fact that you're teaching another generation about math, which is not a skill that I have, but that I respect, is amazing. Thank you so much. You look beautiful.
And we love teachers. Thank you.
On the right, hello.
Hello, let's see if I get this right. Wilson, Anthony, Mary, and Shazad, is that it?
You nailed it.
Okay, great. Thank you for coming. This is really a pleasure. It's really a treat. And Shazad, you make me want to be a dirty old woman. And my question is for you. I love your Klingon accent. How long did it take you to perfect it, or were you coached, or what?
We did have a coach, a really brilliant coach. Robin, she's spoken for over 40 years, Klingon. She's a really brilliant lady. I think I'd studied Arabic quite young, when I was really, really young. Not anymore, I don't know, but a lot of those back of the throat sounds felt quite normal to do, and a lot of the roads and cars, because I studied Spanish as well in college, that was quite easy to do, so it didn't take that long to get hold of it for me. But it was fun to do. I enjoyed that kind of stuff, the dialect stuff. It's really, yeah. So a couple of weeks, go down, just sit in a room for 10 hours and just practice it. Yeah.
Was your method, because I was talking to Mary and Kenneth yesterday on the panel, was your method similar to theirs? Would you listen back to it to sort of get it phonetically?
Yeah, because they send you a little tape with
Yeah.
the versions, you just listen over and over. But then I like to do it as soon as in my own voice, as soon as I've done it a few times, just keep it beating.
Yeah, it's so fucking crazy.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Like, everything could be in your head.
You think, why could be learning Spanish here? You're learning Klingon, but it's just as good.
Look, if Duolingo wants to do a Klingon version, they do? Congratulations, Duolingo. You read my mind.
Oh, really?
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
And keep away from Shazad. On the left, how are you? Welcome.
Hi, it's so nice to see all of you. To echo what Matt was saying earlier about your all's engagement on social media, thank you for engaging with the community online. I think I speak for a lot of us here when I say, I know you all have to deal with a lot of hate, but those of us who love you, and we appreciate your engagement so much. Specifically, your representation in the LGBT community is also much appreciated. You all are doing wonderful work. I'll echo the sentiment that the previous strong women in Star Trek, but you are the first that I've ever seen myself in, and so thank you for that. To add a real question to this, I was curious if you all could go back in time just a little bit to when you all first got cast or started the show. If you could give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be?
Good question.
Start over here.
He must get last. I can kill some time while you guys are thinking. I'm just talking
first.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, look, I've said this before. I only ever, when I was a kid, I imagined that I could maybe someday be in an episode of some sort of Star Trek. And so when I was called and they offered me this part and went through the process, it felt unreal. And to be able to do it with someone I've known for so long and have respected and loved so long was overwhelming. To be on that set, which is gorgeous with that crew, and we don't speak enough about this crew. They're unbelievable. I had to do stuff in the last couple of episodes that I never thought I would ever have to do, but it was incredibly. The support of that crew and this cast has been just life-altering. So I think all of us pinch ourselves every day that we get to do this and we get to tell these stories in this time in history when I feel we need it the most. Wherever you are on the political spectrum, everybody's feeling upheaval. And I hope that we can deliver to you on a weekly basis an opportunity to dream about a world that's full of hope, and to be a part of that is, and I keep overusing the word, but it's perfect. It's the perfect word. It's overwhelming, and your response is overwhelming. So that's for me.
I don't know, the advice I think is it's been made real is just to be awake and alive to every moment of it and to embrace it fully, and I think we have. So I don't know, it would be hard to sort of improve on that aspect of it, because that's what I think what we've all done. And we also, I think, have to talk about Sadiqa, who, as our fearless leader, this is my first time being a regular on a TV show, but when there's this term called number one on the call sheet, she's the star, she's the lead, and they set the tone. And there could be situations where the number one on the call sheet is a jerk, and creates an atmosphere of terror. Sadiqa is the opposite in every single way. She's created this environment of inclusion and collaboration and hard work and joy and family. And it's like she insists on it without being forceful, just by being graceful. So that's the other piece. Is I guess I would have given myself the advice to make sure you have a Sadiqa on you.
Good advice for everyone.
I forgot the advice, but I'm going to say it very quickly. I would just tell myself, and as I would tell anybody who steps into a new opportunity, is that you are enough. Your crown has been paid for. All you have to do is put it on your head and wear it. I still have I take no credit. Everything I say is usually first said by Oprah.
Don't tell them they all get a car.
You get a car!
I would say if I can just that becoming, and this is also my first series regular, but unlike Anthony, I'm not like a living legend. Yeah.
Yes.
And I came onto this like legit. I grew up like listening to Rant. I love Harry Potter. Like I was surrounded by people I admired and who were like people in my head, like not people in the world that I lived in. And it was super intimidating. It was really hard to move to a new city. And I was so nervous. And I have a lot of anxiety. I have social social anxiety and issues, you know, not unlike Tilly. And I think the lesson that I've learned from playing her is that you can be open, you can stay open, and you can stay yourself, and people around you, if they're good people, if it's a good group, they will catch you and they will like hold you there, you know? So I think if I had it all to do over again, I wouldn't have been so scared, and I would have just stayed open to this like incredible, life-changing experience.
Just to make sure I embrace and engage with every moment and just realize how big the show was, you know, because I didn't know what we would get involved with. You don't realize it when you're, you know, on day one up in Toronto. You don't realize that we're going to be here, you know, a year later.
It's so funny how often I hear from cast members who get cast in Star Trek and they're just like, well, we have no idea how big it is. And then you wind up in a seat and 9,000 people are staring at you. And it's just like, well, welcome guys. Welcome to the thing. And thank you for that question, that's a great question.
This question is for Anthony and Wilson. I just wanted to ask, how do you both feel to be part of Star Trek history as a first openly gay couple on the series? Then also, I want to know if you both had a favorite fan response, especially from the LGBTQ queer community, about that relationship and making history like that.
How does it feel, guys?
It's amazing. You know, we've been, both of us, out publicly for a long time before it was kind of, you know, as popular as it is now. And there were a lot of people who, I was lucky that I didn't have anybody who advised me not to do that, but I know that many actors over the last couple of decades have had their people, their representatives say, don't do that, or, you know, their family, whoever. So I was very fortunate that I had a tremendous amount of support. And if doors were closed on me because of it, I don't know. I was never told for sure either way. But so I feel like it's funny. Apparently, part of the reason we got the role is that we were out actors, and that's because, you know, it's still a little bit rare, but it does make sense. It's important now, and more than ever, for representation to be represented by. There's this thing, #own voices. I don't know if you've heard that in the literary community, but people telling their stories.
Yeah.
You know, so it just means everything to be able to be a part of that. In terms of the best response, there's so many. It's hard to pick one, but it just is so clear that it's resonated with people. And we didn't know for sure what the response would be, but you know, after that first episode of the toothbrushing scene, it was. So clearly embraced, and it was like, it felt like, you know, here we are in a scientific room, people know science, and when nature pours a void, and if energy rushes in, if you crack open a dam, energy rushes in, right? So that's sort of what it feels like happened, that this little crack, suddenly there was all this energy that had been like dying in a way to be expressed by the community. And that feels incredible to be part of that.
I echo everything my partner says. What I do want to add to that is, what I love about how we work is we acknowledge the firsts to each other. We have to. And that, you know, in that toothbrushing scene and then later on with the first kiss, we had a moment between us where we acknowledged it between us that this was a first and that it comes with responsibility, but right away we put that away and we commit to the moment and to the scene. But we have to do that because I think it means something to us personally to have these characters on television to begin with. But the fact that we get to play them it sometimes feels like a miracle. You know, it's still rare for an openly gay actor to play an openly gay character on a drama. And so the fact that we get to do that and to do it on this show and tell these stories is overwhelming every day. If I were to, I cannot pick a response that has been the most moving because I'm not exaggerating to you. that every day somebody writes something to one of us that explains why it's so important to have representation that matters. You know, there are some people out there who think, oh, you know, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that there are still people out there, especially young people of color, who don't know that it's okay, who are living in communities where they don't feel supported. And to be able to turn on the television and see this relationship sends a message of love and acceptance. And that's really all we want for those young people. So we're aware of it, we feel it, we hear it, and we're so grateful for the response.
See this world where humanity has worked past all of the bullshit. And, you know, everyone on the bridge is a different color and from a different place and, you know, a different sexual orientation. And it's like, that's what Star Trek is. So all the people that, you know, whatever. The fans on the quote unquote, the fake fans that like say these things on Twitter that I would see when we were running Discovery. I just like, what? Go watch something else. This is obviously not for you.
The fact that social justice warrior has become an insult is kind of crazy because who doesn't want to be a warrior for social justice?
We're all here, we all like the same things, and now we're going to answer another question. How are you, sir?
Hey, fine, thank you. My question is for Mary, and Ms. Wiseman, you had the line of season 1. This is so effing cool.
That wasn't the line.
But, you know, you're the first person to ever say the F word in the Star Trek universe.
Speaking of trailblazers, guys, Mary's got something to say.
That's some canon shit right there.
I was wondering what it was like to be the first person to say that, and if you've gotten a lot of feedback from fans and anybody else about, you know, saying it.
Well, it's so fucking cool. Sorry to the children in the audience. What's wrong with me? It was so fucking cool. It was really fun. It's very appropriate that I did it because I curse with relish at all times.
Confirm.
Hard confirm. It was fun. I mean.
The fact too that it came after like a big, you know, exploration of science.
Yeah.
It's excitement about science. Yeah.
And that enthusiasm, their love for their work and their belief in their work and the system that they protect and push forward is, you know, out of that, it came from a very organic moment. If people don't like it, that's fine, but again, you don't have to watch it. But we really enjoyed it, and that's where we wanted to go with it. And so yeah, I had fun.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
All right. I see you're wearing a t-shirt. You're probably a fan of me.
Oh, quite a fan. Obviously, this is for the two Red guys. I love you guys so much. So as today is for you, please tell me we don't have to wait 525,600 minutes before we get to hear a song from you on Discovery.
I see what you did there.
It was real subtle, but we saw it.
Are we allowed to say that there's a little bit of singing this season? We're allowed to say that, right? A little bit. There's a little bit of singing. Unless it got cut. I mean, it's always possible it got cut, but because we haven't seen the final episode. But there's a little bit of singing so far. There may be more. You know.
Yeah, we're all like holding out for a Buffy type episode where we like come in contact with like a weird mind control alien that makes us sing the whole episode. But we're gonna have to like tweet out the writers for that.
Once more with feelings in space, I'm into it. That sounds great.
It's definitely not an impossibility. Keep watching.
Thank you. Hello, sir. Your question.
Hello. My question is aimed directly at Anthony, but it can be answered by any of you.
so happy to meet all of you. When I got married, my wife sat down with me and over the course of a year watched all of the Star Trek ever made. And because she knew it was important to me and it was part of who I am, my core. And I know that Anthony made the effort to sit down and watch all of the Star Trek.
No, I mean, to be accurate, I watched a curated list that was curated by one of my superfan friends.
You sat down and wanted to understand the legacy you were stepping into.
Yes.
And for any of you who are fans of the Star Trek that has come before, and knowing that it's been a trailblazing show, is there a topic that stuck out to you when you were watching the Star Trek you watched? Was there an episode, a topic that was tackled in a way that was very effective, that stuck out to you, that was special to you, that resonated with you?
So many. Some of the most powerful to me are Darmok in Next Gen. The episodes that deal with the barriers between us and how we can transcend those barriers, and that specifically about language and culture, which is of course right now so important that it's talked about. The Measure of the Man, which is also similar things, except then also about the legal system and how that influences our lives. Those are two. I came to Next Gen late because I was working as an actor in the '80s, so I didn't watch any television. So it was very mind expanding and incredible to watch these powerful episodes and using this world of Star Trek to create these metaphors of how we can look at ourselves as human beings, and that's what has always done the best. And then, in the original series, Palace of Terror, Journey to Babel. These are the ones that really speak to me. Mock Time, Devil in the Dark. These are.
Oh, you are earning some fans left and right, Anthony.
Can I just say, sorry, I feel like I've been talking so much, but I just got engaged like a couple months ago. Oh no, guys! What's happening? But he and his family are like super hardcore Star Trek people, and so I had the same experience of I watched Next Gen as a kid, and we went all the way back through it just to refresh my memory. So I went through the same experience that your person went through, which is funny. But I love all the Next Gen episodes that feel so prescient to the things that we discussed today. I forget which one it was where they find out that the warp drive has some negative effects on certain people's planets, which is, we allegory for climate change. And one that, I love so many episodes, but there's one where Jonathan Frakes goes to a planet where all the people are sort of non-binary, they have no gender, and he connects with this person who, though they were assigned this way, and at birth they are a woman, and they kind of have this love affair, and this is not something that was widely discussed at this time at all, not by any means, and that they had the foresight and the bravery to tell a story like this. I can imagine how a kid who was having that experience, seeing a show like that, must have felt at that time, and there was no public dialogue about it. So, that's the stuff that blows me away, even now,
I've been talking about a couple weeks ago, I was up late, and I forget what channel it was, but
BBC America,
probably
BBC America if it was Star Trek.
It might have been.
Yes.
But there was a TOS episode on that I had never seen called, I'll get it wrong every time.
It's good to write down. Some of those episode titles.
Is there in truth no beauty?
There you go.
And at the end of the episode, as you know, Spock, his body is taken over by a species that has no physical.
There you go, Mary.
Oh,
there you go. There you go, Mary.
There he is. That's your guy in the box.
Like
It was a light in the box. It was really special, big special effects in that one. But in the monologue at the end, he speaks about really beautifully performed and so eloquently written about how lonely we are in our bodies, how we walk through this world alone, and how he senses and the deep loneliness that each of us walk through this world in, but how there's so much beauty in that. And I was really moved not just by the monologue, but by Leonard Nimoy's performance, which was one of the most beautiful monologues I've ever seen in Star Trek. So for me, that was, it really moved me.
I'm going to say this before you go there, but it was the one, I don't remember the name of the episode, where Patrick Stewart goes to a very, sort of like he falls in love with, not falls in love, but he has a relationship with a woman, very spiritual woman, Zen-like woman, and he wants to stay there. He sort of gets into the vibe of this sort of Zen, sort of like a weird Indian tantric tribe. I can't remember the name of the episode, but that always connects me with, in a science show, the importance of spirituality is still there. He sort of retain that, and I like seeing that in science shows.
Yeah. And had he stayed there, he would have discovered mushrooms as well, probably.
Mushrooms, ayahuasca,
hang on. Oh, I have 1 more minute, which means I don't have time for another question. I'm so sorry, sir. You have a disco shirt. How short is your question? Is that short? You made the right hand motion. Go for it.
It looks like you guys have a lot of fun on set, so quickly, favorite, say, funny or crazy moments on set?
Impromptu singing, especially by Wilson and Sonequa and Mary. I joined in sometimes, but they seem to be the ones who
You have many a Beyonce moment.
Yeah. We do this thing where there's a song by Beyonce called Love on Top, and at the end she keeps bumping up, but it's like a big key change. I can't. So we have a contest. Anthony's not allowed in because Anthony and Wilson could probably do it, but so we try to me and Secret keep singing and going higher and higher, and it's really annoying.
Joyful.
No, we have a great time. We really do.
And I think that comes across on screen, and it certainly comes across on the stage. Thank you guys so much.